What's up, everybody? It's Ford Tech Steve, and that was most likely the last time you'll hear this Explorer running with this engine in it, because we're pulling it out this weekend, and this is going to be part one of the Ranger V8 swap. So at one point I was thinking about trying to get this back to being roadworthy, because it would have been kind of cool to have a little V8 Explorer for winter driving and all that fun stuff. But I think a better use of this vehicle is to pull this engine and put it in the Ranger. So this isn't exactly the greatest example of the Explorer, and it's got issues. It was not well maintained. This doesn't even have a brake rotor back here anymore. This is what they were known for, rusting. The interior's not terrible, but I'm not going to use any of that. The carpet is the worst. And it's also got the typical paint fade and everything that these got, especially when they just weren't taken care of. There are going to be some things that I try to keep from the Explorer. This little cowl panel here. I'm not sure if it'll fit on the Ranger or not, but that might be kind of cool to see if that fits in there. The Ranger just looks unfinished because this is just a giant gap. So might take a little modification, but we'll see if that'll go in. So I want to go over a little bit of some of the plans that I've got for this engine. I'm not really planning on doing a whole lot to it. I want to get it cleaned up. I do want to put a different cam in it. We'll have to figure something out for the exhaust. I'm not really wanting to spend the big bucks on the I think it was Torque Master headers that people are putting on these to make them fit. I think I want to try to do what some people said work is F-150 shorty headers, and then maybe see if I can find a catless Y-pipe to go along with those. And then I'm just going to do some simple side exit exhaust in front of the right rear wheel. We'll have something that's kind of mini Lightning like. So a lot of this is probably going to be more time lapse type stuff. I'm not going to be able to sit here and talk like crazy, but I do want to try to make this a in-depth guide that people can go back and use if they want to do this. I know that there are several different iterations of Ranger and Explorer and how they're compatible with each other. This is a 98 Explorer, and it'll be going to an 04 that has a 3-liter in it currently. So my understanding is there's a bunch of different little things that need to be changed. Some wires need to be relocated and some other things like that. So it'll be one of those things we're going to work through, see what makes sense, what needs to change, and hopefully it'll be something that'll help you on your project. So I did go run a quick little test. I did want to run a relative compression test on it. So this just gives me a good idea that everything's pretty even. This won't show me the full compression of the engine, but it will show me at least that all the cylinders are about the same. I've got a 1% loss on cylinder 1. That's probably nothing. Now, the only thing I'm really worried about is actually the block itself, because I am most likely going to run some aftermarket heads of some kind, or maybe even have these ones machined. We'll see. So we'll see what happens with that. shows up on camera, but that bottom one, it basically just twisted, ripped itself apart. I will just finish that off with a pair of tin snips, and we'll take that radiator out with that still on it. All right, so we are looking good. We got that out. I was actually getting caught up on the little hangers that hold these auxiliary transmission cooler lines. I didn't realize that bolted straight to the bottom of the radiator, and that's actually what caused it, so we couldn't just pull the radiator straight up. Once I got that up there, I slid the condenser through the bottom and then pulled the radiator out the top. Came out no problem. So I think that's going to do it for tonight. I'll be back on this in the morning, and I think we'll have the engine on an engine stand hopefully tomorrow night. Pretty much got most of the stuff from underneath disconnected already. Got a few more things to disconnect up top. Most of this is probably going to be kind of a time lapse. Me and Dad are actually going to work on pulling this out, and we'll have you along for the ride. All right, so I believe we are in a position now where we are going to be able to pull the engine. We got everything disconnected off the edges all the way around. Got the PCM disconnected and pulled out. A bunch of other stuff pulled out. I think somebody obviously has been in here before. We had one bracket that looks like it used to just hold the wiring harness, was not bolted down on the driver's side at all, but it was pinched between the bell housing and the block on the passenger side, and it actually made it so I could not get the bolt out. It was basically right against the bolt for the dipstick tube. Basically that caused it so we couldn't get that, we couldn't get a socket on it to get it out. So we're in a position now where we'll go ahead and set this up and we'll pull this engine out. I did also pick up this plate, motor plate. So this will make it so that we can lift straight off of the intake there without having to, put a chain or anything on there. We'll be able to use this right in place of the upper intake. Well, there's an empty hole in the engine bay. It has made it over here to the engine stand. It is definitely dirty. There will definitely be some cleanup involved. Next video is going to be a tear down, and we'll see if it's worth using this block as is, or if we're going to send it to the machine shop, see what kind of shape this is really in. Thanks for watching. This has been part 1 of the Ranger V8 build. We'll have this series going for a little while. And thanks again for watching, and so like and subscribe.